Hello everyone, my name is TheMadScorpyon, and welcome to This Week in Destiny 1017. I somehow messed that up even though it is Thursday every time. Now, getting into the topic of everything, it's honestly just going to be a lot of reshill of a lot of the news that we've heard across the week from everything. So there we go. We have, starting off, the dev insight, just a quick reiteration of going over it, basically talking about what solo ops are, and there is a good TLDR right here, where there are 10-minute missions that can be completed with a lone or a fire team and allow challenge customization to improve your rewards, but otherwise basically made to be for quick, casual grind that is still fresh over time. That's pretty much the simplicity of it. Now, there is, of course, the review of who won the Vesper's Host race. They had first place off the bat, and they were going to announce second place and third place. And, of course, congratulations to the first, second, and third. You're going to be getting some cool embroidered, customized Vesper's Host hoodies, which I'm not going to lie, I'm going to have to remember to pick this up in the future. I've missed out on too many dungeon hoodies or jackets nowadays, and that's kind of my thing. Now there is a challenge for content creator, and last week's This Week's in Destiny announcing that streamers from 14 different regions will be competing against each other in a speedrun competition for Vesper's Host. They've been hard at practice and blah blah blah. Basically, in their final streams, you have the opportunity to retrieve this tower pamphlet emblem as a giveaway, so check that out. As well, the team who completes the dungeon in the shortest time will receive $1,000 worth of Twitch subs each, as well as Vesper Host reward items. Now, the schedules for everyone included are all right here, in case you are curious as to who or when you will be watching. Now, they also give you a brief introduction into tonics and how they work in case you haven't exactly grasped the idea of how they're working this season, but enriching volatile, that is basically rewards and effectiveness in combat, then unlocking it just to give it in brief. Unlocking them, you gotta go lowest to highest. So in this case, you'd get the green one a few times. I believe it's 5 until you unlock the blue one, and you would do it enough to unlock the next 2 blue ones, and once you have every single blue one, you would start opening blue ones until you get the purple ones, essentially. You would grind out the lower tier ones to get to the higher tier, and in most cases, they're going to be a lot of higher tier ones, so you're going to be buying a lot of the blues. To sum it up, then with field work, you're going to need to discover the tonic recipes through that method I just mentioned. You'll get the first 2 and one of these major field works, and eventually you will get the next 2, another major, next 2, another major, next 2, another major as you unlock more recipes. And once you get to the end and unlock all the majors and done all the minors, you will be able to unlock the key field work, which will be a larger upgrade. A lot of these is just effectiveness for the season, whether it's acquiring rewards or otherwise acquiring materials for your tonics. Then as well, the tonic capsule is where you'll be storing. You'll see both the inventory of reagent materials here at the bottom, as well as which tonics are active at any time. And the duration can be improved. So if you're disappointed by 20 minutes per tonic, they will be improved after that. But with that, it's pretty much the basics to tonic creation in the first act of Revenant, with more coming hopefully in Act 2, because it definitely seems like there is a lot more to be developed. Then they mentioned Destiny Rising, which is a mobile offshoot of Destiny that is going to still be a first/third-person shooter. I've learned some details. Supposedly, this is going to be another alternate timeline during the Dark Ages, where we get to play as some of the characters we have mentioned or that have been mentioned in lore. Supposedly, at one point, we get to play characters like Kabir and otherwise. And yeah, I get alternate timeline means we will be getting not so much the same stuff. But again, my issue I had still stands. The timeline seems a bit broken, even if it is alternate timeline. But some of these abilities and unique concepts that are here, I would much rather see these here and then in Destiny once the associate expansion comes out. Because seeing as much as Bungie may not have making this, or maybe I believe this was by NetNease or something like that. But basically, Bungie licensed it, but if they don't retain the rights to be able to use all of these abilities and concepts in Destiny Prime, it's going to be a bit disappointing for the future of Destiny, because again, just the idea of that void scythe for warlocks, that was enough to make me interested, but at the same time, it's a mobile game. I'm most likely not going to be touching it ever. And as well, there is the Hurricane Relief Foundation for the various peoples affected by both Milton and Helena. If you wish to participate, donations, you will be able to earn the Through the Storm emblem here if you do at least a $25 donation. The campaign, however, closes on Halloween this year, so if you wish to participate, go ahead and do it just before Spooky Day. Now, next, there is some Vesper's Host wallpapers in case you wanted to add some Vesper's Host flair to your PCs or otherwise your phones. But with that, we get into the main dates or the main issues that is to be presented. Right now, Iron Banner dates are apparently not accurate. In a previous This Week in Destiny shared that Iron Banner will be back for 2 weeks on November 5th. The information was incorrect. Iron Banner will be back the week of November 26th, with Control being the first mode and Tribute on the second week of Iron Banner. Now, some of the known issues. As the season is still fresh, there is a lot of stuff. The Helm's Landing Zone takes players to the Market District in the last city. The health bar colors of major enemies has been altered, making it difficult to distinguish between them and minor enemy health bars. I thought that was a guaranteed change, honestly. So that's a thing. Dialogue and narrative are missing from the minor and major fieldworks. No wonder. I had some for the first one, but none of the rest. The ability description of the Hunter Arc Staff Super does not mention that the 3-attack combo or Ground Slam applies blind. Interesting. The UI for the Prismatic Warlock Solar Healing Grenade changes color based on the equipped super. Weird. The Vantage Point Pulse Rifle cannot equip the Backup Mag mod. The Ether Siphon seasonal buff can be removed with overflow rounds from magazines. The Kinetic Impacts Artifact mod does not work with all heavy grenade launchers. Damage impact is too low, and it needs too much damage to activate a shockwave. Rocket sidearms can't break Scorn cages. Some characters are blocked on Step 2 of the Act 1 Elixir Rescue quest because their Tonic Brewing Guard was sent to their postmaster. Opening the Tonic Capsule container can soft lock the game, but players can get out of this screen by opening the director screen. Players who abandon the Act 1 Prologue quest when it tells you to visit Ido at the Holoprojector are unable to reclaim the quest. A player's third Pathfinder completion does not give rewards. Salvation's Edge no longer advertises a pinnacle reward. The featured exotic mission does not reward a pinnacle reward. Only the first person who opens the chest at the end of a 50-wave onslaught receives rewards. Oh dear. And the class warfare modifier does not activate after using the class ability during onslaught. Now, some stuff specifically for Vesper's host. The Augmented Vandal sometimes does not spawn after the player holding the augment returns to orbit before descending to a lower level. Does that mean orbit in... okay, that might be... orbit as in exterior of the station. And a soft lock can occur when not all servitors reform and with the boss after DPS phase ends, and the remaining servitors are inconsistent between players. Excuse me. Now with that, that is the bug report, and that is pretty much everything. We have a interesting 3D printed Witness statue, as well as the movie of the week, which I guess is just Traps and Onslaught, and somebody making a replica 1-to-1 scale icebreaker. Now with that, that is everything with This Week in Destiny. Not many new news. It's like I said, it's a reshill of a lot of the news throughout the week. Aside from everything else with that, that is more, hopefully more details in future This Week's in Destiny, or at least more dev insights, because one every 3 weeks is not enough. There was a lot at the start, but I feel like they kind of finished early, if there's a better way to say that. But with that, I will see you in the next video. I hope you do well.